Inside Michigan basketball, delivered by UPS. From figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Visit solvers.ups.com to learn more. By your local Toyota dealers, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Abso Pure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory.
This time of year in college basketball is a little bit like a job interview. Your resume is really, really important. The Wolverines entered the week fresh off an 0-2 week last week. Home losses to Indiana and Michigan State, hoping to make it up on the road in Minneapolis against Minnesota in a season series sweep, and then hoping to salvage a season series split against the 18th ranked team in the country, the Purdue Boilermakers. John Beilein and company got mission accomplished on the road, and then it was time to welcome in Purdue. The message was clear and concise.
We'll just want it more than them. That comes down to the biggest thing right now. We're just going to want this. We're going to be more connected tonight than them. We're going to talk louder than them, right? We're going to have more spirit than them and everything. We're going to have more passion to win the game, which goes back to wanting it more. But I mean passion. All right, let's go win this one.
There's a misconception about this Michigan club. People talk about toughness. There are different ways to prove your toughness. Your club did that against Purdue today.
Well, Matt, most players don't come into college basketball tough. They're just not ready to be tough yet. They're still learning. And there's a maturation you're going to go through. And sometimes it happens the hard way. And I sit back and you try to grow it and you try to grow it. But the best way is have games where you lose and you learn about it. So, you know, of our losses. It's so important that our kids learn that those losses, there's a reason. There are a lot of elements. One of them is being gritty in games, just hanging in there, and don't back off when things get tough.
You said after the game it wasn't the prettiest win, but it was the grittiest win. How gratifying is a win like this when you win it because of your defense and you out-rebound Purdue, the first team to do that this year?
Yeah, that's big for us. We're not an overly physical team. It's just we haven't been able to get there yet. We're trying. Mitch McGary's in the crowd today. He would have been nice to have out there. He would have been physical. But we just have to find ways to win games without the conventional way right now. I was so happy Karis was back out there for a little bit. Now hopefully we'll take the next step now that he was out there. But overall, it was just a really gritty win for us.
Somebody wondered on social media at the half if Zach Irvin had lost his confidence. He didn't lose his confidence. What do you and your staff tell a guy who might be struggling with his shot, but you need him to make and keep taking those shots?
You know, after his performance at Minnesota, where he didn't even want to look at the basket after he missed a couple, him and Derek just switched roles. The roommates switched roles. And one of them had no confidence tonight, and the other did. Just, you know, keep shooting the ball. Take the right shots, like when he did a little heat check shot on a fast break where he had made 2 in a row and he took a bad shot. He knew it right away. I know. I played hard, but I didn't play smart there, Coach. And so he's learning, you know, where his little areas are. And, you know, one of the ideas of playing small like we are is Swanigan, somebody's got to guard him. And you can sort of pick on that situation and see if you can get it done.
I know you don't like to hear about this time of the year, but this is a resume builder for an NCAA tournament bid for your club. I know there's more games to be played on the road and at home, but this is a really big one. I don't think we can underscore that enough.
I think there's games you got to win. First of all, you got to win enough to you know, show that you're a good team. I don't care who you're playing, but you got to win on the road. And we need to do more of that to be sure, but we have 5 road wins, being 4 in the league, so that's good. And then you got to beat good teams, and we got a few of those. We don't have enough of those, so we got to keep pressing on, find some more.
Coffee with the Coach brought to you by Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. From Mark in East Point, how big is the return of Karis LeVert, even though he didn't contribute a whole lot to Saturday's win?
It's big for us just to get him to jump in the water right now. He can't swim yet, because this is a flow sport. If any of you ever played it, if it's not 3-on-3 half court, it is full going up and back. And he has not had that. We put him in the water, we ran him a little bit, but at the same time, it's not the same. And he was gassed in the first half. So we just decided not to play him in the second half, see how he felt coming out of this thing, and then ramp it up a little bit more against Ohio State on Tuesday, if he feels good.
Good luck against the Buckeyes.
All right, thank you.
We knew this was going to be a gritty game, and we just needed to play tough. You know, Chad tough, we had it on our chest, and I was just proud of how hard and how resilient we were the whole game.
After going 0-2 last week, Michigan goes 2-0 this week. They couldn't have gotten
We out-hustle opponents because we love our team. That's why you do it. You wish you have children someday. Man, you'll do anything for them. You'll dive in front of a car for them. You'll do anything for them. That's the bond you guys got. I don't know if you realize, not a lot of teams are like this. They got this group over here, and this group over here, and this other group over here, and they're at each other. That's not this team. So you love each other. We got to play like you love it. When the ball is on the floor, you dive for your brothers to get it. When there's a big box out, you go get that son of a gun. You're not thinking about yourself. We don't have to think about ourselves. We think about our teammates with everything that we do.
Both teams struggled with their early shooting. The Gophers turned to reserve Joey King for a spark, and his 2 threes put the Gophers up by 5. Michigan, though, would answer with a 9-0 run, thanks to a pair of threes, one from Derek Walton and another from Duncan Robinson. The Wolverines would keep pushing and keep hitting from deep. Aubrey Dawkins came off the bench with a couple of heat-check threes.
Shovels it to Dawkins. He's forced to take the 3 and knocks it through. Aubrey Dawkins with back-to-back threes.
He had 8 early on, and the Wolverines led at 22-16. That scoring bug was contagious. Walton stayed on a torrid pace, and he wasn't just scoring. He was rebounding and finding the open man.
Looks left, delivers Rockmont. Open in the corner for 3. Ring it up.
But it was Walton who took over, inspiring Michigan. He led everybody with 19 in the first half, including 5 triples. This one just before the half.
Shoulder shakes, launches a 3. Oh, my! Come on! Derek Walton with his 5th triple of the half. He's got 19, just pouring it in.
The Wolverines led at 42-28 at the break after shooting 56% from deep. They would pick up right where they left off in the second half, but getting easy buckets this time with dribble penetration. They led it by as many as 19. Minnesota would make a push, though, and get it to 11 before the Wolverines' sharpshooting got back on track thanks to Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman and Duncan Robinson.
Robinson at the other end, all alone for 3. Bang!
That's a mistake there.
What's going on with Minnesota? Richard Pitino turned to look at the step. What are we doing?
16th time this year, Robinson has made 3 triples or more in a game. The Gophers had another run in them, though, scoring on 9 of their next 10 possessions, constantly getting to the line and crawling to within 2. It was a 19-4 run total to make the score 74-72. Rockmont then responded with a key 3-point play.
Bounce pass to Rockmont. He'll drive baseline, draw a bump off the glass. Yes, and 1.
That squashed Minnesota's momentum. Michigan holds on to win at 82-74 to make it 9 straight in the series against the Gophers and 6 in a row at Williams Arena. Was this team losing its mental toughness a little bit, or were you confident going in tonight?
I mean, yeah, those are 2 tough games we're coming off of. We really made it a focus to really band together. We had a players-only meeting. We just, decided that, we only got a couple games left, or 6, 7 games left, and we were just going to turn it around.
How good was Derek Walton tonight?
He's really good. We knew he's capable of that on a consistent basis, and we're just glad that we got it tonight.
John Beilein now 14-3 in his career against Minnesota. This was eventful. Talk about the first half first and how effective and efficient your offense really was.
Yeah, we were really good in the first half, and it was a lot about Derek Walton. He came out just shooting the ball really well. Duncan got one. Aubrey came in and hit a couple. So it was really good offense. But you know what? They only had 24 points or 28 points at halftime. And so it was. They sort of fed off each other a little bit. We really executed well, but we made shots. I mean, I don't think everyone was as good as the buzzer shot, where we actually blew up a play. But at the same time, we made shots. And when I see we had 9 threes at half, I know we're in good shape.
Yeah, that was as many as you had the entire game against Minnesota last time, one more than you had in the loss to Michigan State. Derek Walton with a career high in points. Duncan Robinson with a career high in rebounds for you.
Yeah, you know what? His John Sanderson's done a great job with him of getting him in the lane or getting him in the weight room, get him stronger. And so he did a really good job of just getting around the backboard, getting rebounds. So his game is growing defensively, offensively. There's still challenges involved as he continues to get to be a better player, but he made big shots for us tonight, Matt.
Your fast facts. You were talking to your guys an awful lot about keeping them out of the paint. That's where they're not a good shooting team. Richard Pitino even admits that. You wanted to keep them out of the paint. You couldn't quite do that in the second half, could you?
No, you know what they do is they isolate you, and then a stop and start, hesitate and go. they know the foul rules are going to be called closely, and for us to stay in front of people, it's really hard. For anybody. I mean, they do it to the best teams. They can get downhill so well. So it's really tough for us. We try to play some zones. They even got downhill in the zone sometimes. So we just got to continue to work at trying to stay in front of people. But they were really quicker than us at 2 or 3 of the 4 positions, and they would just find that matchup and go.
That play by Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman seemed to squash their momentum a little bit, that 3-point play. Was that particularly called, or is that something they just run?
Well, what it was we tried to get Zach into space. We slipped the ball screen because they were switching that and got him downhill, and then just let him make a play. Is he going to score? I think he found Derek, who then found Muhammad, and Muhammad, that was the closeout. He'd been turning that drive down lately. He'd throw it back out to somebody, and he's got elite speed. He got his shoulder on him and just went up and finished. Big play for us.
Congrats, Coach.
Thanks.
Our Iron Man of the Week is next. He's having a career year, and he carried Michigan to a recent road win in Minneapolis. We hand out the award after this. Time for this week's edition of the Al Rose Steel Iron Man of the Week. This week, it's junior point guard Derek Walton.
Talk a little bit about that type of flow that you had offensively in Minneapolis. There was a lot of struggling guys offensively in that game against the Gophers, but you had it going from the get-go.
I just told myself I was going to be really aggressive. Some shots went in for me. I got a good flow, and the ball felt really good to me. So, going forward for the rest of the game, I vowed to my teammates that, I know a lot of us not making shots, but I'm going to keep being aggressive. I got the high end tonight.
As a floor leader, I know you want to get other guys involved, especially as a point guard, and you're having a career year in rebounds. He leads this team in rebounding, too, but how is that balance felt on the floor when you're trying to get others involved and yet you still have to hunt your shot?
Coach Val is, we do a lot of things off the court, film study, and we just talk a lot about how pivotal I am to this team. I need to really be aggressive on top of making the right play for the team. So it's kind of like just, trying to fill the game out, see what the game needs, and do what's necessary to win.
Big for the psyche of this club. After losing back-to-back home games the week before against Indiana and Michigan State, you really needed that roadkill, didn't you?
Oh, definitely. That game in Minnesota was, who Michigan is. We play really unselfish. We play for each other. So that was a really collective effort, in Minnesota. And, tonight we was, able to carry it over and, get a big win.
Yeah, you come back against Purdue on Saturday, and sometimes those numbers are crazy. Numbers do lie. When you guys shoot the way you did, when you struggle 0 for your first 9, how did you beat the Boilermakers, who are a really big, strong, athletic, and long team?
Well, all year the question was, within the team is, how are we going to react when shots aren't falling? And tonight was a great example where myself, I couldn't get a shot to go, and Duncan, who's the best shooter in the country, I self-proclaim it, just couldn't get shots to go. It's just, we never let it trickle down to the other end of the floor, and we never lost, sight of what's, really important is, really the intangibles, the diving on the floor and boxing out, and, just, guarding your guy and making sure you're doing exactly what you need to and then more, for your team. And, tonight, we did exactly that and, worked in our favor.
The women's team has won 3 of their last 4 games. Michigan trailed Wisconsin by a single point at intermission Thursday night at Chrysler Center before using a pair of 10-0 runs in the second half to blow out the Badgers 82-65. Sophomore Caitlin Flaherty continues to roll. She led all scorers with 23 points. Freshman Hallie Thome added 18, while junior Sierra Thompson pitched in 15 for the Maize and Blues. It was the Caitlin Flaherty show last Sunday against Illinois in Ann Arbor. Flaherty scored 36 points, became the second sophomore in program history to top 1,000 points in her career. Thome continues to impress during her freshman campaign. She added 25 points, and Thompson added a double-digit performance with 11 points and 8 assists. 96-83 the final from Chrysler Center. For more on U of M super sophomore Caitlin Flaherty, here's Inside Michigan Basketball's Sarah Van Meter.
Flaherty is quickly becoming the face of this basketball team, and that's an idea she's starting to embrace, especially if it helps promote the program. Her team and personal goals haven't changed since she arrived from the Jersey Shore in the fall of 2014. Winning a Big Ten title and competing for an NCAA crown is tops on her list, but there's more.
I will work as hard as I can to be an All-American one day, and that's one of my main goals, is being first team All-Big Ten and leaving here as an All-American.
She's averaging 25 points per game in conference play and is one of the best three-point shooters in America.
I've worked so hard my whole life to be able to come here and play on this stage, so I think Personally, I just want to do as well as I can these 4 years here.
Her father, Tom, played college ball at Seton Hall and has been her lifelong coach. Mom, Lynn, played at the College of New Jersey.
He's been my coach since I was born, pretty much up until college. Is very influential on everything I do. Has pretty much taught me how to work hard, how to work every day, have a dream, and, you know, believe in yourself. My mom in the household now is kind of more of a calming force between the whole thing, so if something goes wrong basketball-wise, I call her to... She's the calming force, and my dad's more of the basketball person.
Caitlin learned some valuable life lessons in high school when Hurricane Sandy blew through the Jersey Shore, changing her life forever.
The devastation that people went through, I think, really has impacted me. Just being able to be blessed with my family, with the things that I have. People lost their houses, they lost all their memories, and to come out of such a tragic event with all of that still remaining in my life really made me thankful for, you know, where I am and the people that are around me and what I was given.
She led her team to a state championship later that year.
By winning the state championship, we kind of brought hope. Like, we gave people that had nothing something to do, something to watch, trying to bring happiness into people's lives that kind of lost everything, and just to keep their minds off of it. So I think it just shows me how people fight through adversity and such bigger things in life than basketball, which, like I said, has really made me thankful just to be even to play basketball.
Caitlin says she thinks about that time of her life every day and that she's become a better person and teammate because of it. It's a busy week ahead for Caitlin and the Wolverines as the team plays 3 games this week, starting later today against Purdue in West Lafayette. On Wednesday, the team will travel to Maryland to take on the Terrapins before returning home to Chrysler Center on Saturday to host Penn State as part of Senior Day. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Sarah Van Meter.
We had well over 200 alums here, former players. Their names are in these lockers. To see a gritty, not pretty, a gritty but not pretty win, that means everything to everybody at the university. So great job. Let's get up here.
As a way to celebrate 100 years of Michigan basketball, the school commemorated and celebrated a number of teams throughout the game Saturday against Purdue. Ed Kongursky has more.
Few Wolverine teams provided more memories than the 1975-76 club that went 14-4 in the Big Ten and caught fire in the NCAA tourney before falling to Indiana in the national championship game.
That was such a fun team to play on. We played basketball like it was supposed to be played. You know, full court press after free throws were made, pick up three-quarter court, play difficult defense, run the ball down the floor. I mean, and Johnny Orr was a great coach to play for, so it was just incredible fun.
A decade later, co-captain Butch Wade helped guide the Maize and Blue to a conference crown with a 28-5 overall slate. This group of Wolverines were ranked in the top 10 all season long.
We had a great group of young men. We all played hard. We developed a family chemistry, and everybody cared about each other.
Wins like Saturday's upset of Purdue remind us of the potential of this U of M team, and maybe seeing those former standouts, if even for a moment, will inspire them to great things of their own. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Ed Kongursky.
Ed, thanks. A lot of pride, Michigan basketball pride at Chrysler Center on Saturday. That's it for this edition of Inside Michigan Basketball. Next week, we recap 2 road games for the Wolverines. First against Ohio State in Columbus, the only meeting of the year with their rivals, and then the rematch against the Terps in College Park, Maryland, the second-ranked team in the country. Hope you can join us. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody, and go Blue.
Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS. From figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Visit solvers.ups.com to learn more. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Absol Pure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. And by Gardner White, you'll overpay anywhere else.